Have you ever wondered how much of our past is truly lost? When we think of human history, we imagine a straight line, primitive beginnings, followed by progress, leading to the modern world we live in today. But when we look closer at the ruins scattered across the earth, we find cracks in this story. We discover monuments built thousands of years before writing, cities more advanced than we expected, and mysteries that defy easy explanations. What if our history is not a straight line, but a cycle? Civilizations rise, flourish, and then vanish, leaving only fragments behind. And what if, buried under soil, underwater, or hidden in myths, there are still entire chapters of humanity's story that we have yet to uncover? Today, we journey into the lost civilizations we know little about. We'll travel from Turkey to Peru, from the bottom of the oceans to the deserts of Egypt. We'll meet the builders of Göbekli Tepe, the mysterious people of the Indus Valley, the sculptors of the Moai on Easter Island, and many more. Along the way, we'll ask the same haunting question: who are they, and what have we forgotten? Göbekli Tepe, the first temple, or something more? In southeastern Turkey lies Göbekli Tepe, often called the world's first temple. At first glance, it looks like a set of stone circles with carved pillars. But when archaeologists began studying it, they were shocked. It was built around 9600 BCE, more than 11,000 years ago. That's thousands of years before Stonehenge, thousands of years before the Egyptian pyramids, and even before the invention of agriculture. This is not just unusual. It rewrites history. How did people who supposedly lived as small hunter-gatherer bands carve 20-ton limestone pillars, decorate them with intricate animal motifs, and organize the labor to build monumental enclosures? The carvings depict snakes, foxes, scorpions, wild boar, and even humanoid figures. Some researchers suggest these animals were symbolic, part of myths or rituals we may never fully understand. Others think Göbekli Tepe may have been an astronomical observatory, aligned with certain stars or constellations. And then there is the mystery of its burial. At some point, the builders deliberately covered Göbekli Tepe with soil, hiding it for thousands of years. Was this an act of reverence? Or was it meant to protect a sacred site from outsiders? Göbekli Tepe tells us that people were building monumental architecture long before farming and cities. It suggests that human civilization may be older and more complex than we ever imagined. The Indus Valley civilization, the forgotten cities thousands of kilometers away, in what is now Pakistan and India. The Indus Valley civilization flourished between 3300 and 1900 BCE. At its peak, it stretched over an area larger than Mesopotamia and Egypt combined. The cities of Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa astonish archaeologists even today. They had sophisticated urban planning, with straight streets, standardized bricks, drainage systems, and even what looks like indoor plumbing. Their weights and measures were standardized across the region. Their trade networks reached Mesopotamia and beyond. And yet, despite this advancement, we know almost nothing about them. Their writing system, thousands of short inscriptions carved on seals, has never been deciphered. We don't know their leaders, their gods, or even how their society was organized. Then, around 1900 BCE, the Indus Valley civilization declined. Some blame climate change, shifting rivers and drought. Others suggest deforestation, disease, or even invasion. But the truth is still uncertain. Imagine a civilization of millions of people, building great cities, trading across continents, and then disappearing so completely that even their language is lost. That is the mystery of the Indus Valley. The Moai of Easter Island, silent watchers far out in the Pacific, lies Rapa Nui, or Easter Island. On this remote island, nearly 900 massive stone statues stand in silence. Each Moai represents an ancestor or a chief, their faces solemn, their gaze turned inland toward the villages. Some statues weigh 80 tons. Yet the islanders carved them with stone tools, then transported them kilometers across rugged terrain. How did they do it? One theory suggests the statues were walked upright with ropes, rocking side to side like giant puppets. But the real mystery is not how, but why. Why did a small, isolated community dedicate so much effort to carving giants of stone? Were the Moai spiritual guardians? Symbols of status and power? Or something deeper, connected to a worldview we no longer understand? Over centuries, the island suffered deforestation and ecological collapse. The society that built the Moai nearly vanished. But the statues remain, eternal symbols of human creativity and determination, and of how fragile civilizations can be. The pyramids of Egypt, timeless monuments. When people think of lost civilizations, they think of Egypt. The pyramids of Giza rise from the desert-like mountains of stone, built more than 4,500 years ago. The Great Pyramid of Khufu was the tallest man-made structure in the world for nearly 4,000 years. Its engineering is breathtaking. Millions of limestone blocks, some weighing tens of tons, arranged with such precision that the pyramid aligns almost perfectly with the cardinal directions. Inside, shafts point to stars in the constellation Orion. Mainstream archaeology explains the pyramids as tombs for pharaohs. But their size, precision, and astronomical alignments have inspired countless alternative theories. Were they giant power plants? Sound resonance chambers? Maps of the heavens? Or perhaps they preserve knowledge from an even older, forgotten culture? What's undeniable is that the pyramids embody mysteries we still haven't solved. They remind us that ancient people, with simple tools and immense determination, achieved feats that still challenge us today. Stonehenge, the circle of mystery in the fields of southern England. Stonehenge rises from the grass. Built more than 4,000 years ago, it consists of massive stones arranged in a circle, aligned with the solstices. The builders transported some stones from quarries over 200 kilometers away. How and why did they do this? Some theories suggest Stonehenge was a burial site. Others see it as a temple, an astronomical calendar, or a place of healing. Like Göbekli Tepe, Stonehenge connects people to the sky, marking the turning points of the year. And like so many ancient sites, its true meaning is still hidden. The Nazca Lines, messages in the desert. Across the desert plains of Peru stretch massive geoglyphs known as the Nazca Lines. Etched into the ground more than 1,500 years ago, they form giant figures of animals, plants, and shapes. Some stretch for kilometers. From the ground, they are almost invisible. From the air, they form clear designs: a hummingbird, a spider, a monkey. But why were they made? Some believe they were ritual pathways, walked in ceremonies to honor the gods. Others think they were astronomical calendars, marking solstices and equinoxes. And then there are more radical ideas, that they were messages to beings in the sky. Whatever their purpose, the Nazca Lines show the incredible creativity of a people who left no written records, but inscribed their culture into the very earth. Yonaguni. Ruins beneath the sea. In 1987, divers off the coast of Yonaguni, Japan, discovered something strange: massive stone terraces beneath the waves. Some look like steps, others like walls and platforms. Are they natural formations, shaped by the sea? Or are they the ruins of a lost civilization, submerged when sea levels rose after the last ice age? If Yonaguni is artificial, it could be more than 10,000 years old, older than any known city. Similar mysteries exist elsewhere. In India's Gulf of Cambay, sonar scans revealed structures that may predate the Indus Valley. Across the world, rising seas may have swallowed entire cultures, erasing them from history. The Olmecs, the people before the Maya in Mexico, long before the Maya or the Aztecs, the Olmec civilization flourished around 1500 BCE. They left behind colossal stone heads, some weighing 40 tons, with strikingly detailed human faces. We know little about the Olmecs. Their writing, their rulers, even their language are mysterious. But they laid the foundations of Mesoamerican culture, from ball games to complex rituals. Their colossal heads stare across time, silent witnesses to a civilization whose story is only partly known. The mysterious builders of Teotihuacan. Not far from modern Mexico City lies Teotihuacan, a vast city of pyramids and avenues. At its height, around 500 CE, it was one of the largest cities in the world, with perhaps 200,000 inhabitants. Its main structures, the Pyramid of the Sun and the Pyramid of the Moon, are massive, aligned with celestial bodies. But here's the mystery. When the Aztecs later found Teotihuacan, the city was already abandoned. They named it, the place where the gods were born. We still don't know who built Teotihuacan, why it rose, or why it fell. It stands as a ghost city, a reminder that even the greatest urban centers can vanish into silence. Lessons from lost civilizations. What unites all of these sites is that they show us how fragile human achievements can be. Civilizations rise, build monuments that defy imagination, and then fall, sometimes due to climate change, sometimes resource collapse, sometimes reasons we cannot yet explain. Göbekli Tepe challenges our understanding of when civilization began. The Indus Valley shows us how an entire culture can vanish, leaving behind almost no trace of its language or gods. The Moai of Easter Island remind us of the dangers of exhausting our environment. The pyramids in Teotihuacan remind us that even the greatest monuments do not guarantee survival. A final reflection: when we walk among ruins, we feel awe at what was achieved, and humility at how much has been forgotten. These sites whisper to us across time, about human creativity, resilience, and fragility. Perhaps the greatest lesson is this: if civilizations can vanish so completely, ours is not immune. We, too, are part of this cycle. The question is whether we will learn from the past, or one day join the list of lost civilizations ourselves. So the next time you see an image of Göbekli Tepe, or the Moai, or the pyramids, ask yourself, what else is still out there, buried in the earth, waiting for us to discover? And what will future generations one day say about us? These were the mysteries of lost civilizations, echoes of forgotten worlds that still shape our imagination. If you want to keep exploring the secrets of history, science, and the future, hit like and subscribe to Future Scope. Because some of the greatest mysteries lie not in the stars above, but in the ruins beneath our feet.